Chapter 1. Understand who you are. In the world that we live in today, it just seems like people are having an identity crisis. Try to fit in, don't even know who they are. They want to do things to please people, but don't know how to please themselves. People want to love somebody. People want to be loved, but don't know how to love themselves. When you take the time to figure out who you are, that's where you can conquer anything. But when you take the time to figure out who you are, sometimes you're going to have to isolate yourself. Sometimes you're going to have to take a real hard look in the mirror and understand things about yourself that you may not like. Sometimes it's going to take somebody to be real blunt with you, or sometimes even disrespectful. Because even in disrespect, you learn something. When you get disrespected, you learn never to be disrespected ever again. That disrespect gives you a wake up call that you might need. Yeah, in short terms, sometimes being disrespected is messed up because nobody wants to be disrespected. But in the long term, when you get disrespected, you learn from it. You learn who's for you, you learn who's not for you. You learn who's going to have your back, you learn who's not going to have your back. And then, of all things, you're going to learn who you are. In this world, you got two types of people. You got the followers, you got the leaders. In some sense, you even got those who just don't do anything. But you have the followers and you have the leaders. You may not know what you want to do now, but sometime down the road in your life, you're going to cross that crossroads where it's, do I want to be a follower? Or do I want to be a leader? If you're a follower, that's okay. But if you follow somebody, you might follow somebody into the wrong path. The downfall of being a follower is followers don't last. A follower is only going to go as far as the leader allows you to go. So if you follow somebody and they say the road stops here, what do you think is going to happen to you? You're going to be stuck on that road with them. And therefore, you're going to be complacent because all you do is follow behind somebody. We all know plenty of followers. We even know people who are followers who try not to act like followers, but they are. We know plenty of followers who try to act like leaders, but they're not. We know plenty of people who are followers and get mad when you call them a follower because they don't want to accept the harsh reality of that's who they are. They're followers. I was raised never to be a follower. I was raised to be a leader. But see, leaders are not in everybody's blood. Because when you become a leader, you have to learn to take accountability. When you become a leader, you have to understand that you're going to take losses. You're going to fail. Things are going to fall apart right in front of your face, but you have to figure out how to put the pieces back together, or you have to figure out how to move on. Or you're going to have to figure out what to do in a last second situation. You ever want to judge somebody's character? You judge somebody's character by this. How does he react when things hit the fan? How does he react when the world is against him? How does it react when things are going this way? That's the mark of a leader. That's the mark of a leader. When you see Martin Luther King is a leader because Martin Luther King stuck to his beliefs. Martin Luther King knew what he was up against. Martin Luther King chose to be civil and chose to walk in peace and lead peace protests instead of being violent. Martin Luther King knew he had the world in his hands, the world on his shoulders, and he stood tall. When you're a leader, people cannot stand your leadership. Some people are going to follow it, some people are going to want to destroy it because you are too powerful. Once you become a leader, you do things that not only help you but may lead others to success. Once you become a leader, you become the person that everybody looks up to, everybody looks to. So you have to be careful how you lead. You have to be careful where you lead your tribe to, where you lead your team to, where you lead your homies to. And being a leader means sometimes you gotta live to fight another day. Being a leader means that you're not gonna be here to put your team in harm's way. Because you want your team to eat, you want your team to build. So when you decide to step down from 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 the post, your team will be okay, and you can make another leader. So it's okay to have a following. It's okay to be a follower. But if you're going to be a follower, make sure you're around a leader that's going to lead you into the right direction. I also understand, so even followers have to become leaders sometimes. Because when you have a following or you're a follower, eventually the road that you're trying to follow is going to stop. And you have to find your own road. You have to find your own way. And there's nothing wrong with following your own way or finding your own way. But if you're going to be a follower, make sure you're a good follower. Because when you're a leader, that's in you. That's not something that you just decide, I'm going to wake up and do this. No, that's in you. You have to understand what's coming your way. Either you're a leader or you're a follower. What do you choose to do? Have you ever been put into a situation where you had to lead, where you didn't want to, but you had no choice? That built your character. Have you ever seen somebody follow follow somebody else, and the person that they followed put them in a bad situation? Have you ever heard your parents say, "Are you gonna be a follower or are you gonna be a leader?" Yeah. Now that I'm older, those two words right there means a lot. You can't be successful being a follower. You're not going to be you're not going to make it in business being a follower. The most successful men, the most successful women are leaders. The most successful men, the most successful women are those who take risk. They don't follow the crowd. They don't do what everybody wants them to do. They lead by example. These NFL owners, these basketball team owners, they don't follow the crowd. They do what's best for the business. When you're a leader, you understand you have to do what's best for the business. So I ask you today, are you going to be a follower or are you going to be a leader? Because my best move is to lead. And I hope everybody follows my example.